In this video, I will show you how you can use Jamboard with your kindergarten students. So unlike Kami and Pear Deck, you cannot just quickly and easily add audio directions. So I would recommend using Jamboard for something that is routine, where you can teach the students how to do it one time, and those are the same expectations every time. So let's say, for example, handwriting. That's not going to change other than the letter. So you could create an assignment where the students are just practicing tracing their letters, and they know when they see this, they know exactly what to do. I will say Snap and Read does work. So I've got Snap and Read open right here, and I can use Snap and Read to read it out loud.
Use the drawing tool to trace each letter. Next, try to mic your own.
I'm not a huge fan of that because sometimes it doesn't quite pick up exactly the words that I've typed. So it's just kind of a personal preference. If you want to use the Snap and Read, it's compatible, it'll work. Otherwise, you can use this as something that's more of like a routine. Every week the students do the same thing on this. So this is just one way you can use it. They can trace the letters using the drawing tool. I'm just doing this very quickly, and I'm having to reach around my camera, so it's a little hard for me. But then they can continue to draw. Of course, I would not pass kindergarten because I'm not doing this very well. But that's just one example of how the Jamboard can be used. And then they would just go to the next frame. And here's some click and drag. So they would want to be on the cursor. So then they could just identify which is which. This is just something simple I made up off the top of my head. So they would just click the quarter, drag it, the penny, and the nickel. Of course, you can make this actually kindergarten appropriate. But this is just one feature. You can click and drag. You can insert images that the students can click and drag. So they can manipulate the things on the screen a little easier. What was the last one? Oh, here we go. I put this in because of the drawing tool feature. Let's say you read a book about a main character and there was some emotion in there that you were wanting the students to pick up on. You could have the student use the drawing tool to, and they can change the colors, change the style, if it's a paintbrush or if it's a marker, if it's a pen, and they can add emotion to the face or any other thing. If there's a particular character you want them to recreate based off of their physical features, if they've got red hair, this, that, and the other. So these are just a couple of quick examples of how you can use a Jamboard. You can send the Jamboard to students in Google Classroom and it'll make them their own copy. You can also share it with a whole class if you want to use it in that way. There are lots of different things that you can use Jamboard for. I don't feel like it's quite as user-friendly and has quite as many capabilities as other programs we use, such as Kami and Pear Deck, but it is also an option. You can set backgrounds, different backgrounds. For example, the first slide, I found this in Google Images and just saved it as an image and set it as a background that way. So I just uploaded my own. So you can do that. The students can insert circles and they can insert text boxes as well, and they can type. So there's lots of different things that they can do in here. You can project this on your whiteboard as well and use it whole group and have kids come up, take turns, or you can have them do their own Jamboard on a touchscreen Chromebook.